and this is part 3. So, getting back to what I was saying, it's already scary and traumatizing for most women to give birth, and especially in a hospital. You're uncomfortable. For some reason, they're not allowing, in this particular case for this movie, they did not allow her to have access to her husband. And that in itself is already scary. The one person that you trust the most is not admitted into that room for whatever reason, just to push a signature, and a signature is something that you can barely read. You're in pain. All you're thinking is about finding the best way to not feel that pain, and either epidural. And they even kind of almost threaten her, like, oh, if you want the pain to go away, sign your life away. um the worst part is of it, well, there were two elements that I was not on board with, on how machista her husband interprets the news of finding out what had happened, because she doesn't know. She gives birth to her son, and then the child is almost not near grown, but he's big. He's maybe like 6 or 7, and they've probably been trying, because her her intentions were to have more children, and especially a daughter. That's why hence the film is called For Rosa, because that's what she had envisioned, that she'd be a mother of multiple children, and one of them being at least a daughter. And that is sadly something that was never an option for her, because they just sterilized her without her consent. And the way her husband reacts, because a lawyer, somebody in a nonprofit organization, and a whistleblower were going to bring this to light, and they need her testimony. And even though she's very much in denial, her husband overhears what was said, and the way he handled it, I just was not for that. She goes through a number of a roller coaster of emotions, of melancholy and even regret, to the point where she even tells him, maybe you should find another mate that can give you what you need and provide the other children that you want, since now I'm basically damaged goods. He doesn't really help her in not letting her feel that way. It's almost like he contributes to the problem. So I don't know if that's a reality that does happen often, in narrow-minded ways of thinking, that unfortunately is a factor, and is tied to Latin American culture, and not just in Mexico, but in South America and the Caribbean. Your purpose in life as a female is to breed, and yeah, he just didn't make her transition any better. Eventually, and there are scenes of Dia de los Muertos where she may be honoring other relatives that have passed, but at the same time mourning the fact that she's just been stolen of her options. Her body was violated. Um, so that's where we connect the theme. And then I think she has to like deal with it. I think she realizes that she needs some form of coping mechanism that her husband isn't providing, and she submits herself to testifying. And again, this is a fictional character, but she is based on the lives of some of these women that were a part of this travesty. Um, Very interesting film, honestly, and in 21 minutes, it really does jolt you into wanting to know more and actually research this. So aside from Melina, we, in addition to her and an all Latinx cast, the crew for the film, and it was predominantly female and Latinx, making a truly representative projects behind and in front of the camera. It premiered in May, but I think it's ideal viewing for Dia de los Muertos, and it gives you a bit of history of what, unfortunately, some things have happened because of bigotry, because of white supremacy. It's also very reminiscent of another documentary that was based on real life. This is a documentary. This was actually testimonies of actual victims, and it's called La Operación. It's a 40-minute documentary filmed by Ana Maria Garcia about U.S. imposed sterilization policies in Puerto Rico. Produced by the Latin American Film Project and released in 1982, it explores the mass sterilization of Puerto Rican women during the 1950s and 1960s. In the documentary, Garcia sheds light on the decades of long practice by conducting interviews with women of different ethnic and economic backgrounds who have undergone the sterilization procedure. In addition to these interviews, Garcia provides historical information regarding the conditions that led to the sterilization practice. And again, this is all through bigotry, through generalization, through racism, and mass control, through dubious practices and not giving women an option. So I doubt very much all these women that probably just went for a regular checkup all of a sudden could not have children, were ridden barren. And then they didn't even consider what that would mean to their psyche, to their psychological development, when you feel that you've been robbed of that option. So again, not to bring this down on a somber note, I know we went from a very jovial, Coco to this, but these are the realities, and these are great instances of film where not only does it provide a learning opportunity, but also informs you of things that typically wouldn't be in your history books. These are constant information that they keep hidden, but are very much woven into the fabric of the American, just the American government, and America in general. It has its. That's why I've appreciated American Horror Story, because it doesn't sugarcoat the things that have happened in this country. And again, no shade. We all love being U.S. citizens and we love being in this country, but it's been problematic. There have been eras that has been problematic, and it has been unjust, and there's been a huge injustice, blind injustice for people of color, that film work like this needs to be more highlighted. So nonetheless, those are the few suggestions that I have for you to celebrate this holiday season. I'm sure there's more, and I'm just kind of doing this because it was a long weekend. But it was a fun weekend. My Halloween festivities were a blast. I was able to finish my spectacular. I'll link my last review, my last spectacular special, in the description box. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can be alerted of my next video and review. Also, give us a like and a share. Any constructive criticism is welcome. What did you like? What did you like about my suggestions? Did you like the makeup, the sugar skull makeup, which also coincides with this day? I forgot to mention the artistry and the jewels and my headpiece. Can you believe this? This is just incredible work. I mean, the fact that I was able to find, I'm not going to exactly drop the amount that I spent on this, but it was honestly a steal for the amount that I spent. But this is so incredibly detailed, and it was beautiful. And then the little butterflies too were just like a nice accent to already this really beautiful display. So nonetheless, I have my little altar, I have my little wine to add, and my nice little pumpkin spice cookie. I will be changing my background too now that we're moving into the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. I might most likely stick to Christmas, maybe some embellishments for Thanksgiving, but mostly Christmas. And again, let me know. Tell me, do you like what you see? And we'll be reviewing a number of things that are coming up on Netflix. Guess what's coming back, y'all? Hold on. business is booming. And if you recognize it, the intro. That's right, y'all. Narcos is back. Yes, okay. It is a little on the stereotypical side, but it is really compelling work, honestly. And it's great to see more of our Latino actors out there. I think we're going to see the return of Diego Luna's character. Um, this was from their last promotional event. If you haven't seen these things, these are collector's items, so I keep them close and near and dear to me. But again, man, these are really incredible. El corazón, la corona, la mano. Who remembers this character? They left it on such a cliffhanger last season, and I'm sure it was near impossible to even film during this tough time during Corona. God, coronavirus and the quarantine and all this, but I'm excited to see. Also, I'll be reviewing La Casa de Papel, which I haven't gotten a chance to get to yet. I was gonna add it to my Halloween special, but it just got out of my hands. But nonetheless, we shall be back. I'm excited. I think it drops this Friday, November 5th. So once I view that, I'll be back with another review. I'm going to be taking a little break because this was a lot. But nonetheless, I hope you've enjoyed. And please stay tuned for my next impending review and hauls. And again, keep it cute. XOXO. Nerdy girl. My little puppy, Chardonnay. The intro itself, come on. Who doesn't love that intro? It's like perfect. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna get carried away. Alright, y'all, enjoy Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, in all of its glory. Till my next review, XOXO, ready to go.